This podcast is brought to you by SEATGEEK. Our friends over at SEATGEEK are giving us a promo code of TBAWRESTLING. That is TBAWRESTLING for $20 off your first purchase. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Gunners Are Us, where we are positively Arsenal.
And that we are.
I feel like I'll keep doing that. Positively, you know?
Positively.
Just spreading the positivity.
As always, guys, we're here every single Wednesday. We are on, TikTok.
Yeah.
10 a.m. GMT.
There we are.
The Gunners Are Us pod, so please make sure you follow us there. We've already got Sharon in saying good morning, good morning.
Good
I think
morning,
it says
there.
Sharon. My eyes are not great, and the ring light is really bright. And Ad Talk says, I've got tickets available for you tonight. Cannon Club Hospitality. For us.
For us?
For us.
Us?
This would be a great start to the podcast.
That'd be a good Wednesday.
That'll be a different Wednesday. But no, we are here every single Wednesday. iTunes and Spotify. Give us a download. Give us a 5-star review. Check us out on TikTok. We put stuff up every single day.
Yeah, we do. Stuff everywhere.
And this live goes... It goes live at 10 a.m. GMT, as I've said before. But we've been starting this podcast by you go positively Arsenal and say that we are, and you go, but are we? And we do all that.
Oh, yeah.
But today we've been able to do some of the housework early, which I really like.
Yes.
I like that.
Getting it out the way so we can get talking some football.
So yeah, we're going to talk the week that was, really.
Oh.
I think the week that's coming is Wolves away.
Mm.
And we'll be podcasting before next Wednesday's game, which will be another Champions League game.
Oh, yeah.
So realistically, we have the Champions League tonight. We have Wolves away.
Hot and heavy Champions League.
I honestly think there's less to talk about the week that's coming and more there's going to be to talk about the week that was.
Mm.
Because I was on this podcast last week. This was before the North London derby.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I think this week holds a lot about the Premier League.
Yes, it does. Tell
I
the story.
said by the time we podcast next week, I think we'll know a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
It turns out we're going to be in the exact same position that we were last week. But what happened though was it nearly went that way. It was so close to a great week.
Yeah.
Because we had the North London derby win.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool dropped points.
Yep.
And we thought, okay, finally, because every time they drop points, we do as well.
Yeah.
But we got points. We thought, oh, here we go. So we went to Villa. The 3 o'clockers at 90 minutes of the 3 o'clockers. Liverpool were drawing.
Oh, yeah.
0-0 with Brentford. I think it was Brentford on it.
Yeah.
It was Brentford.
Yeah, right up to that last second.
Yeah, Brentford.
Yeah.
And then Darwin scores 2.
Yes.
And we go from going, oh my God, if we play in a minute, I was going, oh my God, if we win later, we're 1 point behind.
Yeah, it was looking that way. Yeah.
It turns out they're going to win 2-0 and we're going to draw. So it didn't. We ended it exactly how we started it. We were 6 points off this time before the podcast this last week. We're now 6 points off again.
Do you reckon?
But 2 games on.
I mean, you said that this week was going to tell us a lot about the rest of the season, and we're kind of where we were. Or this week did tell us a lot about the rest of the season, and that's exactly how the season.
We will not capitalise.
Yeah, Liverpool are just going to figure it out. We're not going to capitalise. I mean, realistically, that is kind of, as of right now, how I feel the rest of the season could go. Yeah. Is that we're not going to have enough to get the job done. And Liverpool are going to have enough to get the job done. That tells me a lot about the rest of the season. That's me being negative or realistic. Because realistic and negative are two very similar things.
I really think the quicker we could all get realistic, the quicker we'll all be happier with the season. Yeah. So I just want to quickly say, Daddy Bear says, good morning, Joey and Scott. Hope you're both well. We're both good.
Hello.
There's one question here I really want to get to, because this was a flashpoint of the weekend.
Yeah, it was.
It is from Roger Powell.
Hello there.
Never a handball on Kai Havertz. The PGML do not want Liverpool caught up. And as I said, that Jason has joined us.
Jason.
He likes the glasses. So
thank you very much. I feel smarter.
Okay,
already.
we need to talk about this Kai Havertz handball. I haven't spoken to you about it.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't. I feel like I haven't thought about it that much, to be honest.
I just want to put it out there.
Yeah.
It was a handball, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty. You know what?
Joe's the worst when it comes to this stuff. But
Yeah.
But I've heard.
Yeah.
It was on Twitter. I saw it for like 3-4 days, and
Yeah.
people were repeatedly showing it. Show me where the handball is, and they were showing it, and all I was seeing was repeated handballs.
Yes.
But one thing that I heard was that it took like 3 days before they realised they were looking at the backhand. They were thinking it came off the front hand.
Oh, really? Who was looking at that?
Well, that's what I thought. But apparently it's like, remember that white dress that was also blue and gold?
Yeah.
Apparently it's one of them. It's like an optical illusion.
Everyone's looking at different things.
Because he even got Ollie Watkins came up on post-match.
Yeah, he did.
And they showed him it. And he went, oof, we've got away with one there. And I was like, did you?
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm being crazy. But I just thought the ruling in the book,
yeah,
the rule book, is if it comes off your arm or hand and then directly to the net, it has to be given as a handball.
Yeah.
And it does. And the only reason I say it's a different handball is no one really celebrated. Havertz just kind of wandered to the corner flag for a last-minute winner.
Yeah.
And when they all came over, you could see them all running over it. And when they got close, they all stopped celebrating and just kind of hugged.
The minute they...
And he kept... And then someone said something, and he literally went, handball.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh.
The minute I see players do a little celebration, and then the minute they're walking away during the check, they're all doing this with their hands over their mouths and kind of saying stuff, and they don't look overly thrilled. Yeah. I kind of suspect something's up.
And I think there's a lot to unpack, because Jason just said, why didn't he at least check it? I get that, because he should have checked it. But we're also all for... I think we'd all agree, we all want VAR to be quicker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you could watch... I watched that once and I went, that can't be given.
Yeah.
And then I thought, cool, carry on with the game. Because I want to go get the winner.
He's going to do the same. Like, he's going to walk over that screen, look at it once.
Or he's going to do what half the people saw.
And saw the other thing.
And he's like, oh no, it didn't touch his hand, it hit his stomach.
Well, that was the hope that he might do.
That was the hope.
But I mean, that when that happened...
Sorry, I just want to say Sam Tustin's in there. Thank you, Sam. Sam was in the Whatnot stream last night. She's in here today.
General.
Neither of these things are our interest, but we appreciate you so much for doing that.
She knows where to find us. She does. She's always there.
Sorry, and also Powell says, what's your predictions for PSG Man City? Honestly, PSG.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later, because I think that's a really interesting talking point.
But yeah,
you were saying about the handball.
I think with the handball, because like you say, I'm the worst. Like, if something happens, I will find a way to... Well, I'll be the percentage that look at something and go, where's the handball?
For example, Joe, you know when they say Arsenal fans are conspiracy theorists?
Yeah.
That's Joe.
I mean, I'm getting better as I get older. I mean, I used to be way worse, and it's diminishing as time goes. I'm a bit more realistic now.
I 100% think we've had awful decisions this year.
We have, yeah.
I don't think this is the one.
No.
I think the handball that he did last year, Kai Havertz, at Villa, was worse.
Yeah.
Because he stopped the game.
Yeah.
And we found out, didn't we, like we said before, at Newcastle, there was 3 issues last season to that goal. He let it all fly, which I don't mind. Because then you can unpack it. And afterwards they went, there is a push, there is an offside, there is an out of bounds, but it's not enough to overturn.
Yeah.
And we went, oh. And they were like, but if he blew up on the field, we wouldn't have overturned it either. And you're like, oh. And then we went to Villa, Matty Cash handballs it onto Havertz's hand, and he blows up for handball before it goes in the net. And you go, well, why don't you let that play out and then we could have figured it out? Because if we figured it out, we would have won the league last year.
Some would say 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, and then it's also happened this year already with the Liverpool game at home. Kivil goes up, wins a great header. Yeah. Havertz gets in, and as the ball's about to go over the line, the ref blows his whistle.
Yeah.
And then now they can't overturn anything. No. Whereas if he just allows it to go in, he can then go, let's have a look. And then he might have gone, I'm fine with it. Again, is the difference between winning titles and not. And that's the part that frustrates me. But this one, in 2 weeks, I won't remember that Kai Havertz handball, because I think genuinely, I think it was just a handball.
I'm going to be honest. Like,
he didn't mean to.
I mean... Like you say about the decisions, inconsistency is our biggest enemy by far. Like, that is the biggest. It's not necessarily that decisions have gone against us and no one else in terms of, like, conspiracy. I just feel like there's a lot of inconsistency. Like, we'll get a decision given against us, and then the same thing will happen to someone else, and it doesn't get given. So, I mean, that's the biggest problem. You have to do it across the board. Yeah. But with the Kai Havertz one, I mean, when it happened, I thought, as it happened, real time, that's a goal. Amazing. Celebrated. Minute I saw them walking back talking, I was like, okay, they know something. If the players know something, something's up. Then I saw the replay, and I kind of looked at it for a second, and I was like, well, clearly the right hand is sticking out. It's come off the right hand and gone in, or the arm. Didn't think about it again. Like, it wasn't even a conspiracy in my head. It was just, okay, that's a shame. And then later on, it wasn't until I was kind of thinking about it while I was watching some TV, I was like, is there something in that handball? Because I feel like I haven't looked at that. So I went on Twitter to look for it, to see if anyone was talking about it. And at that point, there was a few people kind of saying, "Where's the handball?" But I was watching the video that they were also playing underneath this comment, and still seeing the same handball that I'd watched in the game. I thought I was missing something, but in my head I was like, "Yeah, it's a handball," and moved on. Didn't know anything about like other people seeing like the other hand or other people questioning, where the handball was. Yeah. I just accepted it was a handball and moved on.
Yeah, and again, it's an accidental handball, but I mean, you can't give the goal. We've got Benedict in the chat who's saying about the Newcastle game last year, which is, he said it was a clear foul.
We're going to talk
no
about
offside in
it.
We can't determine if it went out of bounds. And I agree, because I think this week at St James's there was an out of bounds that was given.
Yeah.
But it's a different end of the field. Yeah. They had a better camera. The camera wasn't good enough to determine that.
No.
It looks out of play, but optical illusions, things like that. But it was certainly a push in the back that led to a goal behind the goalie.
If there's three things in the lead up, then something in there's a problem.
I can say this: Joe Linton might be able to commit a Netflix documentary on a field, and he still won't get booked. That guy is mad. And for example, when a lot of people talk about the handball, they were also saying Spurs, Newcastle. I think it was a couple of weeks ago when Newcastle. I think Joe Linton handballs it quite clearly away from his body.
Yeah.
And then they checked it and said it does, but he didn't mean it.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is it didn't lead to. This is what we had last year. Do you remember we played West Ham?
Yep.
And Declan Rice handballs it.
Yes.
But they said if he scored the goal after he handballed it, it would have been disallowed. But because he passes it to Antonio, it's not. So the rule, if that's the set rules, I'm happy with the set rules.
Yeah.
And the same with that one with Joe Linton. Benedict believes that wasn't a push in the back from Joe Linton, but I mean a two-handed extended into the back of someone's head on the goal line. I think he's probably usually a foul.
But I mean that right there is. I think...
Sorry, I just want to say J Boy says the ring light in the glasses.
I got one bionic eye.
Yeah,
look at that.
Look at the craziness.
That's my blind eye as well. Look at that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get.
Figure it out.
Maybe I should get my eye removed.
Change it
and put a bionic eye in. Because this one's pointless anyway. Do you want me to get rid of the glasses? Is that easier?
Yeah.
Is that better?
And Dad's come in with the rumours going for the Bologna forward. He's also named Jesus. I don't.
But going back to what I think Benedict said. I think that's the issue, though, isn't it? It's not always black and white. Different people see different things. And, like, if that was against us, like, if we were the ones doing the arms, we might be a little bit, like, he didn't extend his arms. It's not a push. He's just gone down. Like, I
think I'm fair. If you listen to the podcast, I'm fairly brutal with my assessment.
Yeah.
If we scored that goal that Newcastle scored, I'd be on here cackling that we got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not that, because a lot of people get really like butthurt about like kind of like it wasn't a foul. It's like just accept it's a foul. But you got away with it. Like, you still won.
Yeah.
It's all right. We can all like be like, oh, we got away with that. We've got away with it. Odegaard literally played basketball in the Anfield box, and we got away with it. I'm not like it's not a handball. It's not a handball. It's like it is.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm happy we got away with
it.
Yeah. But no, yeah, the handball one, I didn't see anything of it. I thought the disappointment part of the whole game was the fact that we did really well to be 2-0 up.
Yeah.
And then threw it away. And I do think Partey at right back is a genuine problem. I think we've won 1 in 14 when he's played right back. I don't think he plays particularly badly in the position.
No.
But there's something technically wrong with the whole team when he's there.
The whole balance is off.
Like Saliba's injury is what caused all of that, because I think if Saliba didn't get hurt, Partey plays in midfield. Moreno doesn't play, and I thought Moreno. Some people think he had a really good game.
I always think he does.
I thought it was my least favourite one of his, in the sense that
he nearly scored a few.
Yeah, did he? He didn't He didn't follow Tielemans very well in that first one, and then Partey allows. The Partey one is the problem. The back post one, he just is asleep, and that doesn't happen if Timber or Ben White are playing or if Saliba's playing, and that's really frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's a tough one. It's a really tough one to take. But at the end of it, I like I was saying earlier, the quicker we become more accepting of our season, then I think it'll be, you can then look at the positives from this season.
Yeah.
like we've said before in this podcast, to win the title, you need a lot of things to go your way as far as injuries, decisions, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But, last year we got as close to that as possible as far as, I think, in the season, I think we were 17th in the table as far as injuries. So we're pretty, untouched compared to a lot of teams, especially Liverpool, who were absolutely obliterated last year. And then this year, the injuries, a lot of people are saying, like, you're still putting out strong 11s. And the problem is, it's that 1-11 we have, and it's minus our best player.
Yeah.
It's the lack of depth. And I think when you're playing every 3 days, you can't rely on, 31-year-old Trossard, a 30-year-old Sterling, to play every single 3 days.
Even what Jesus was putting in at the end there, like before he went away.
Yeah, we had to start the season. I'd say I finished the transfer window, and he wasn't happy with it. And he said we're too short to pretty much challenge, is what he said. We then throughout the season lost Odegaard for 3 months. We lost Saka for 6. In amongst there, we lost Zinchenko, we lost Tierney, we lost Tomiyasu, Calafiori, Moreno for the first 2 months.
Yeah.
Who else have we lost? Waneri, Jesus now for the whole season for 6 months. Ben White for the whole season, pretty much.
Depressing when you say.
So
that.
when you start going, maybe someone might say, "Oh, well, Timber's just as good as Ben White." So yes, but Timber's come back from an ACL injury. He shouldn't be playing every 3 days, and therefore, what happens is Thomas Partey starts playing there, and then we start losing games.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, it's the lack of fitness in the whole squad. Is going to be a detriment. I really believe the red cards for knocking the ball away derailed the season early doors.
Yeah, momentum.
It destroyed everything early doors because it was such a hard start with our fixtures.
Yeah.
That we were kind of making headway through them just about. We weren't playing well.
Yeah.
But those red cards made us drop points in a couple games that we probably shouldn't have. And that is the difference between us being 1 point behind now or 6 points behind.
I think, like you say, I think last season was the season.
And we just didn't get it done.
We didn't. Everything went perfectly. Like, injuries weren't there. We had that purple patch. Like, everything we did last season was the season to win the league.
The only thing I say is, ironically, in the Christmas area of last year, we were kind of having the same conversation of, last year was a blip.
Yeah, because that purple patch.
Because of the Newcastle game, the Villa game, some of these weird decisions, and you went...
Maybe it's still to come.
Maybe it's not there, but then we had that purple cut. Yeah, but I genuinely... I think I saw the other day that of the games left, Liverpool only have to win, I think it's like 9 or 10.
Wow.
Draw 4, lose 2.
Oh.
If they do all that, they'll win the league.
Wow.
No matter, and that's if Arsenal and City and everyone else wins out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think they're losing 2.
No.
Let alone
no.
They can get away with 2 losses and 4 draws and then win the rest.
I mean, I think they have it in them. They're not superhuman. Like, they're not. They haven't got that superhuman ability that like City had. I think certain Liverpool sides have had. They've definitely got it in them to drop points. I don't know if they'll lose more than 2.
Yeah.
But the ability to draw a few is definitely there.
But more than 4. Like, 'cause if you're not going to lose, that means they got to draw another 2, right? No.
Well, let's say they lose 2 in these next whatever games. I think they'll draw some in there to drop those points that are needed.
I think they'd have to draw 5 or 6, but not lose.
I think that.
I guess they could draw 4 or 5 and lose.
Drawings there.
Yeah, if they lost 1, drawed 5.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think.
But that is, by the way, that's also considering a depleted Arsenal.
Yeah,
who have to win and not draw 1 game, and we got to go to Anfield, Old Trafford. We got to go to a lot of places. That's what I mean. I think the quicker we kind of go, and I think Jason just said it, and I think he's got a very similar mindset to me in the sense of, I'm impressed with what we've been able to do considering.
It's wild.
And if you look at Liverpool last year, and this is one thing I don't like about a lot of the pundits and these kind of things is,
you and Petit.
Yeah. By the way, Emmanuel Petit should be a pundit. I listen to all the content and watch as much content as possible as far as football. Last year, after being a team that let's do a little story. As an Arsenal fan, I've experienced Wenger. I've experienced the end of Wenger, and I experienced them going, they need to move on. I've then experienced 4 or 5 years of coming 6th, 5th, 8th, 4th.
Yeah.
And them saying they're not a big 6 team anymore. They're too soft.
Yeah.
All you have to do is send in a set piece.
Yeah.
They'll never challenge again. And I went, do you know what? I don't think, with the fact that Newcastle are the richest team in the world, they're eventually going to spend.
Yeah.
City, the way they are. Man United are the biggest team in the world. They'll eventually figure it out.
Yeah.
Chelsea spend more than anyone, it seems. Then you've got Liverpool, who are always good, and at that point, we're still under Klopp. Then you've got the likes of Villa, Brighton, Brentford, Fulham. These teams that are growing.
Strong.
And are good still.
Mm.
I looked at the league and I went, this was about 3 years ago, and I went, I don't think we'll ever get top 4 again.
No.
And I think I'm all right with that because we don't have the money of these teams. We don't have anything.
No.
And the pundits have been telling me for a long time, we're not a Big Six team anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I don't think we'll ever get top 4. We definitely won't win the league, but maybe we could squeak in a couple top 4s here and there. And therefore be able to get more good players with us. Maybe.
Potentially one day. Yeah.
That was my thought. Then Arteta puts together one of the maddest seasons ever 3 years ago. When we nearly win the league and we're well ahead. And by the end of that season, they went at the start of the season to... I remember listening to pundits. They'll come probably top 8, maybe, if they're lucky. And with the last 10 clear, they were like, they'll bottle it. And it was like, well, yeah, you thought we were going to come 10th. Of course we're going to bottle it. And then we come second. And we blow away the lead. We weren't ready. It was like 100%. It was such good football, such fun football. But the reason we played fun football as well is because no team expected us to be good.
There's no pressure, yeah.
So teams were turning up to us going, oh, they're rubbish in a minute. And not expecting
Probably listening to the pundits.
So the next year was the hard one because people now know, oh, they're title contenders all of a sudden. And I didn't think we were. I thought it was just a one-off.
Yeah. And
then last year, and if you remember, by Christmas, we were really poor.
Yeah.
And we were third, and Liverpool were top by about 8 points.
Sounds familiar.
And City were somewhere in between us. And I was like, yeah, it was just one of those things. But I'm happy with that because I didn't expect to even challenge.
No.
Then we have this purple run. We challenge again, it goes down to the last day. And now, you know, when you look around, people are like, they have to get the league done. It's like, I get it because we come second twice.
Yeah.
But also, let's look at the journey we've been on here.
Yeah.
And all the way through last year, the pundits were saying, on everything they could, Liverpool just got too many injuries. You can't compete on all fronts with that.
Yeah.
They're doing well just to be in it. And they were top at that point, by the way.
Yeah.
And if you remember, Arteta's first season, we had how many injuries when we were top? Saliba, Gabriel Martinelli, Jesus, Zinchenko, Partey all went down in that run-in.
Yeah.
And they went, you got a better mentality in that. Last year, Liverpool were top by 8 points. And who goes down? Quite a lot of their players, minus their big stars.
Yeah.
The big stars were still there.
Yeah.
But the group was down.
Yeah.
Like, they were down to kids. And they were saying, yeah, you can't... fair play to them. They're doing well. But you can't sustain it. And when they fell off, everyone went, yeah, they can't. A year later, we're now in that situation. And they're in our situation. And all we were hearing was mentality. They haven't got the mentality. And all we were hearing about Liverpool was, yeah, fair play to them. But this year, all I'm hearing is Arsenal need to figure... Injuries aren't an excuse. You got to figure out better mentality. And again, if Liverpool go on to win it, there's also truth to all this because they were kind of saying, this is your year, go win it. And we didn't. Yeah. If this is Liverpool's year, which it is, and they don't win it, I think they've got to have questions.
Yeah.
If they go on and win it, then they were exactly right. But there is a different narrative around the two things. And
I don't know why we always get the negative narrative.
I think it's I genuinely think it was years of just being the easy target. Yeah. And I think it's the same reason I laugh every time we score a set piece and everyone gets upset. Because we got our legs broken at Stoke. And we were told on, Neville and Carragher danced on our graves at Brentford when they kept scoring from long throws. Yeah. And they were going, you've got to be stronger than that. You set pieces are part of the game. Yeah. So we thought we'll just become the best set piece team of all time. Yeah. And now they're like, that's all they got. Yeah. They rely on it. It's like, well, a little bit, yeah. But we're relying on it because we haven't really got any good players.
I think...
and by the way, and everyone keeps saying to us, yeah, but Bournemouth have got injuries. They're doing all right. It's like... Yeah. But we're second. Yeah. So yeah, they are doing well. But they're not second, are
they? At least gives credit.
So we're doing better than Bournemouth. So don't say Bournemouth are doing well. It's like, but we're doing better.
Is the issue... Because I think Petit kind of helped this because he turned up at the time when we needed him most to...
So Victoria Crescent doesn't have belief that we're going to sign him. I must admit, I'm really starting to think there might be no signing.
It's quiet. It's quiet, or...
I think it's... I genuinely would say I think it's neglect if they don't sign one player.
That's criminal.
I thought it was a little bit neglectful in the summer when they didn't get anyone and they had loaned in Sterling.
When we come off 2 seasons of title challenging and then we need reinforcement, and that's... do you reckon that was part of why Edu left in the end? Because he couldn't get the job done?
From what I've heard from certain people in the club, The reason we didn't get the stuff done in the summer was because Eddie was leaving.
Okay.
So he had already checked out.
Neglect on his part.
So basically, they panicked. On the last day, he reached out to agents he knew, and he got Sterling done.
Wow.
So it was just one of those. He wasn't really, and he's now heading to Forest, who are in a title race, and they're actively trying to buy Wissa, and they're now trying to get Cunha from
Our
Wolves.
list. Our list.
The list that we would like.
Yeah.
But the worrying thing is, bids have gone in.
Yeah.
And again, it's easy for us to go, why are we not buying Wissa? Why are we not buying Cunha yet? And it's like, there's more to this. You can really upset the apple cart because I don't think Forest are the model we should follow.
No.
They're a bit of a chaotic club.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I think Wissa would improve us.
Yeah.
Do I think if we've got one £60 million signing in us in the next 2 years, do I want it to be Wissa? No. I think we need to be smarter than that.
You only go bigger.
So I don't think, and also Cunha, he's being a bit of a sulker at the minute.
Yeah.
Is that Arteta looking at going, I can't have that in the club?
Or is he sulking because he knows he's leaving?
That's the other thing. But there's so much. Everyone say release Nico Williams' release clause. $300,000 a week, cool. Saka then goes, that's cool. That's a great amount of money. Why am I not on it? We can pay you that. And then Saliba, Gabriel, and Martinelli go, well, we want match Saka or we're out.
Yeah.
And they go, all right, you're going to have to leave. Then we have to go find new centre backs. Then our defence isn't right. Then Saka's the one good player you have. And there's so much that there's a knock on that I don't. It's above my pay grade.
It's not like playing.
My pay grade is no money.
Yeah, we just say stuff on here. It's not like playing like manager mode on FIFA or like a manager game where you can just like pick and choose who you want because you have a little bit of money in the bank. Like you have to think about the players and the people. And
when you think of Arteta as well, what he's done is based on the human beings. He's really trying to find a certain type of people, and they are a little bit like undercover cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Declan Rice.
Yeah,
someone who he'll quote Tony Robbins in an instant.
Oh yeah.
That's who he wants.
Oh yeah. And to be honest, Arsenal has been that for a long time. It's kind of the DNA of the club. Like we've kind of, even from the Wenger days, we built teams based off of fair wages all across the board, good players, good personalities, and it's like a family that builds and builds and builds. It shows in the players leaving the club and still considering Arsenal home. Like there's an identity to the club, and you can't lose that. And the minute you lose that, it becomes chaos.
That's Ben Coleman just said Nico would be the Sanchez at Man United.
Yeah,
it's true. You have to stick to your principles. I think we've stuck to them too hard. In the last couple, 2 summers ago, they said go get a forward and you'll win the league next year. This was after the first title challenge. We didn't, and he stuck to his word. We scored more goals than anyone, and he was almost proved right because. They went, if you buy a centre forward, you win the league. And he went and scored the most goals, conceded the least, but still didn't win the league. And he probably went, what would that have changed?
Yeah.
And it would have, because there's little metrics in there, like probably a 0-0 that he might have busted open and won. And that's literally last year, the difference was not drawing one and winning one. That was the difference. And this year, I think we all went into this going, I know we just had, and this was probably the issue, was we scored the most and conceded the least. So what did he do in the summer? He bolstered the midfield and the defence.
Yeah.
And he went, I want more control. And at the time, it was hard to kind of go, yeah, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
Because how could you look at a team who scored the most goals in the Premier League and go, you need more forwards?
Yeah.
But we all knew we did because we were sure.
It's more that it's not necessarily just having a forward either. It's having that clutch player that can sort out a mess when you need it.
Like I said, break open a 0-0.
Yeah, get in there, do it.
That's the difference. And Jerry MC96 says, why not Jonathan David? Contract nearly gone and he's cheap and not as much risk. I agree. Jonathan David's been about for a while as well, and he's someone whose metrics and that are mad. And Ben Coleman said, who would us to buy? This is the conversation we need to get to. And that's the worry. I do think it was a bit neglectful in the summer. I think we knew we needed that one signing, and we knew it because we went and loaned Sterling.
Yeah.
So the club knew they needed a winger.
Yeah.
They were pretty happy with their centre forwards. So now fast forward 6 months, we're still in a title race.
Yeah.
Considering decisions, injuries, whatever you want to look at. And we've now lost one of our centre forwards that we were happy with.
Yeah.
And we've lost our best player and our main winger. And the guy who was understudied, Sterling, was also out for a month, by the way.
Yeah.
And he couldn't play. And Waneri took over that spot.
Yeah.
And we all went, do you know what? If Waneri gets the minutes that Saka had, I will happily come second, but give Waneri half a year, because if he turns out to be one of the best right wingers in the world, we might change. Like Lewis Skelly has stopped us having to go buy a left back in the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we can now get rid of Tierney and Zinchenko and go. I would rather Lewis Skelly play over Calafiori.
It's looking that way, yeah.
He's unreal.
He's very good.
Morgan Rogers is maybe the most powerful runner in the league.
Yeah.
He bodied him and outpowered him.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense.
And he's not afraid to fight.
He's such a good player, Lewis Skelly. And I think these are the positives we'll eventually look back at this season and go, do you know what? Everything went against us.
Yeah.
But my God, did we find 2 players.
Do you know what?
I like getting back to the question, which I'm sorry, and I will let you go. It was neglecting the summer not to add a proper winger.
Yeah.
We got Sterling, went, all right, maybe this could work. It hasn't worked.
Yeah.
We've then lost 2 players.
Yeah.
If they thought we were short when they got Sterling in, we're even shorter now, and we're now still in Ataris.
Yeah.
At that point, they didn't know if we might fall off.
Yeah.
We've now seen we haven't.
Yeah.
We're still in there.
Still in there.
We're in the Champions League. If we can linger to the semi-final, we might have the whole squad back.
If you add a few pieces now,
you could win a Champions League.
Yeah.
In a down season, we could go win a Champions League.
Yeah.
So to me, they have to go by.
You know what? I know January's a weird time to pick up big players because the job's half done elsewhere, wherever they are. And if I'm going off the mentality of we need a clutch player, like someone that can just turn up and finish a job when we need it, and not necessarily someone we're going to like bank on going forward, just someone that's going to come in and just clean it all up and just get something done. Is Duran not the person right now?
I don't know. I think he's a Sesko. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, he's tested in the Premier League.
He's available by the sounds of it.
And he has he is, and he has the ability to come on.
His wages can't be mad either.
That's what I mean. You're looking at a cheaper player to bring in now, just because, and again, we don't want to disrupt the formula on the pitch either. We don't want to bring in a striker that's going to change how we play. I know eventually long term that could help, but we saw what happened when Haaland joined City originally. Haaland didn't quite click because Haaland didn't fit the mould of what Pep wanted. And obviously, eventually, they changed their playing style and Haaland turned out to be who Haaland is. He does his stuff. But Duran right now, even if you can't promise him starting games, he's not getting starting games now.
Yeah.
Like, just bring him in as a player that when, like, the Havertz, false 9 situation isn't necessarily working out and we need a goal, throw Duran on.
Well, I think Duran would come in to play games, like start games. Because I'm convinced, I love Kai Havertz. I think he's an amazing player. When we play him in midfield next to Odegaard, we never play right.
No.
It's like Partey at right back. It doesn't seem right, but it feels like, but they're really good players. Surely they've got to end up in the team.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where he plays, but I don't know if maybe the future of him is actually higher up, like just behind the forward.
Yeah.
And Odegaard has to sit a little bit deeper and kind of create from
deeper.
almost
plays like that Bergkamp behind Henry.
Yeah.
Like number 10 sort of.
Yeah. But by the way, I think Duran is a great shout because, I mean, West Ham have tried to buy him.
Yeah.
Villa haven't said absolutely implicitly no. They've said, we value him at this.
Yeah.
Which means, the only thing I'd say is the reason Villa aren't bothered about getting rid of him, they want good money, is he's got a very bad attitude.
Yeah.
As far as we've heard. I don't know this. But Emery's had issues with him. There's a lot of videos of him having issues, sometimes being late.
Yeah.
We've seen before Arteta will look at that and go, I don't matter how good you are.
Yeah.
That's what you won't stand for. So,
and I like that. And going back to the identity of Arsenal, that's why we all appreciate Arsenal as a club, is it's the vibe around Arsenal. There is a vibe. The players are a family unit. Yeah. People that leave want to come back to the club because that's what they call home, regardless of success elsewhere. Yeah. I mean, I love that we have that. And I don't want to disrupt that. But is Duran's attitude at Villa maybe based more on, one, he wants to start and he doesn't get the opportunity. And then when he gets brought on, he does prove that he can score goals.
Yep.
Does he not view Villa as a big club? That maybe he views Arsenal as that monster club that he wants to play for. Would his attitude change slightly?
I don't know.
Like, it's all situation and environments. I mean, he's playing under Emery, and we saw we saw how our players felt about that and how our fans felt about that. I mean, I'm nothing against Emery; he's a fantastic manager.
But I would say this: Aubameyang had slight issues with him.
Yeah.
With Emery. And then when Arteta came in, he also had issues.
Yeah, well, Aubameyang.
I love Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Dr. Callum, I will get back to that question because I think that's a really interesting question. But just to finish off the transfer stuff, Ben Coleman says that sounds like Ivan Toney. And it's ironic that we all keep going back to this.
Yeah.
Is Ivan Toney, and again, it's so much more deep, isn't it? Like, at the minute, we could all say, like, I like Duran, I like Vlahovic, I like Gyökeres. But there's so much more as far as, like, wages, release clauses, time of the season, cup tied, attitude, all these things.
Yeah.
that we just don't have information of.
No.
Really.
No.
And it makes it so much harder to have these conversations without, like, throwing it. Like Arteta yesterday was asked, I think, like, do you like the transfer window? He said, I love it. And they said, do you get involved, like, do you like hearing about older forwards you're involved in? He goes, I get text all the time from friends that say, oh, you're in for this guy. He goes, it's the first I've heard of it. So he goes, I don't really keep up with it because a lot of it, I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
I do think there is the fact that we haven't done work because we needed this done on January 1st.
Yeah.
We've already gone out of a cup because of this.
Yeah.
Well, 2 cups technically. And stuttered in the league.
We're already not moving fast enough.
Yeah, we haven't moved fast enough. The fact that we even waiting until the end of January makes no sense because when Eri was back in training this week,
yeah,
we're starting to get players back. So it's like they've gone. The fact that their mind was like, you know what, let's try and hold out, wait till the players come back, no one will notice.
Yeah,
tells me they aren't going to sign.
Yeah,
I also understand the messiness of going, for example, Osimhen, call him back off of loan from Turkey because we want him and we'll pay big wages. Again, could mess things up. He's doing great stuff in Turkey. Is he the centre forward that would help us? Yes. But the idea that at the end of the season we win a Champions League and it was with on loan Osimhen, who never plays for Arsenal again, Sterling on loan, never play for us again. It would be the weirdest season that we would look back at and go, I'm glad we won the Champions League, but that was weird.
Yeah, it got weird at the end there.
Not that should, we should not turn on over to Champions League. We've never won it. Probably, I don't know if we will.
And you can't. It can't always be perfect.
There is something about that seems too erratic.
Yeah.
And again, this season already is erratic because so many players are missing. But I don't know. There's something to me that we've got 2 domestic loans already in Neto and Sterling. It means we can't loan from inside the Premier League.
Yeah.
So we can't loan. We have to buy.
Yeah.
Or we can send Neto back because he's not being used in any cup.
True.
The only cup we were going to use him in was the FA Cup, and we're out of that.
Just bench warmer.
And he didn't even play in that one.
Yeah.
The Carabao Cup, he's cup tied.
Yeah.
So he can't play that semi-final or the final if we were together. He's not going to play in the Champions League at any point because unless he plays the next 2 games.
Yeah.
But we still need to win these.
Yeah.
So he's not going to.
No.
I know if Raya gets injured, but I think Tommy Setford, we're in that kind of weird season. If Raya got injured now, we'd all go, do you know what? We'd all agree. We're one more injury away from us all going, yeah, it wasn't that. It wasn't the season.
It's done.
And I think I'd rather get minutes into Tommy Setford and go, do you know what? Next year we don't need to buy a goalie.
Yeah.
Because these are all good things that, like I said, in hindsight, we'll look back in the summer and go, my God, those minutes into Lewis Skelly helped because now we're not spending half the summer looking for another left back.
Yeah.
And instead you can offload Zinchenko to Dortmund, Tierney to Celtic, and go, we don't need to buy any.
Yeah.
Because we have Lewis Skelly and Calafiori.
Yeah.
At right back you have Ben White and Timber. At centre back you have Gabriel Saliba or Kivio.
Yeah.
But also Tomiyasu, Ben White, Timber, Calafiori all play centre back.
Yeah.
The problem is at the minute Saliba got injured, and he didn't even trust Calafiori then.
Yeah.
Not Calafiori, Kivio.
Yeah. So the backups aren't even as strong as they want them to be.
And as Zubimendi in the summer, that seems to be nearly sorted. With Partey and Jorginho moving on, that's good. But we need more midfielders.
Yeah.
Because you're losing 2 players for 1.
Yeah.
And we were already short this year for midfielders. So you might need 3 midfielders in the summer. So if we can avoid buying centre-backs and defenders in the summer and goalies, this would be great. But we're going to need a sub-goalie, by the way.
Yeah.
So that means we're going to need a goalie. There's no way if he ends up with losing Kivio as well, he's not going to buy a centre-back.
Yeah.
This is considering we don't lose anyone that we want to lose. We're going to need about 2 to 3 midfielders. And we're going to still need a winger and a centre-forward.
Yeah.
That's 7 players they've got buying the summer. They're not buying 7 players.
And knowing Arteta, those last 2, he's not interested in yet.
yeah. He's going another season. Like the chance of sacking injuring is not.
No, we need another goalie.
Yeah, it's. I don't know, but so for as far as for me, I said from the start that I would go get your target in. I think Sesko is their target.
Yeah.
They tried it in the summer. They're trying it again. His agents actively said. His agent actually said, "I've not spoken to Arsenal at all."
Oh.
This transfer window.
Okay.
In the summer, it was open. It was very open. He did. But he's clearly the target. If that's the target, I'm happy for
That's great.
Because we all want Isaac.
Yeah.
I think Eze's a player that we should be looking at. I think he's underperforming a little bit at Palace. I think they would take 60 million. If you look at Nico Williams and him, his metrics are slightly better than Nico Williams this year.
And he's Premier League tested.
And he's not great. And he's Premier League tested. He's English, homegrown, and his wages will be half of Nico Williams.
Yeah.
It's not going to upset the apple cart. So I think Eze's one that we should look at because he can play interior midfield and he can play wide left.
Yeah.
Or he can play right.
Yeah.
So I think Eze's a player that would really help us. And I think that centre forward, it is Isaac, it's Sesko, it's Gyökeres, it's Duran, it's someone. But one of these two things I've just mentioned have to be done now.
It's in January.
Yeah, we can't go and loan another 2 forwards now.
No.
From abroad. And go, let's just get through the season and figure it out in the summer, and we lose all the players. Because then we, like I said, do you know how hard it's going to be to buy? Let's say it's Nico Williams or Eze. It's Sesko. It's Zubamendi. It's potentially a sub goalie. And another few midfielders to pack out the midfield. That's going to cost you 350 million. There's no chance they can do that in one window because we'll mess everything up. And to do that, you're going to have to sell someone like a Gabriel, a Saliba, a Martinelli.
There's a lot of moving
And
pieces.
then if you lose Martinelli, you need another couple wingers. Trossard's talked about Saudi. I don't know. It's a bit of a mess, and we don't have a director of football. That's the worry. Right now, Jason Ato is covering it, but he's never done it before. So
that'd be why it's quiet then.
Yeah, and again, and January is impossible to get deals done. I think if you blurted out a lot of money, you'd be able to get anyone you want. As far as like Mbeumo, Wissa, Eze. But you're going to have to accept you're going to pay over the hill. I don't think the paying over the hill is the big issue for us, it's the wages. Yeah. And I think Mbeumo, Wissa, Eze, their wages are going to go up going to Arsenal. So they're going to be happy to come. Yeah. We just got to accept that Eze, instead of it being 50 million in the summer, it's going to be 65. Yeah. Sesko, instead of it being 60 million, it might be 75. Yeah. Or Duran might be 75. But I don't know. But the problem is they're under pressure and they're going to have to get it right, because you go buy Duran and he upsets everyone. Yeah. It ruins the next 2 years. Arteta goes, we're left with no Saka but Duran. Yeah. And we go, oh my God, what situation we're in. So I fully understand the situation they're in and how hard it is. The question that came from Dr. Callum, he's got 2 nice ones. Is it Ange or is it the injury crisis in the downfall of the Prem? There's an injury crisis throughout the Prem, because if you look at the teams that have really been hit this year, you'd say Arsenal, Bournemouth, Man United, Tottenham, these teams. Certain teams are not flourishing, like Bournemouth are flourishing considering their injuries.
They do all right.
But a lot of their injuries are new.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing very well without it. But give it 6 games when their depth's gone, like with Arsenal, and they have to play regularly, they might start to drop off, I think, Bournemouth. Tottenham and Man United are massively underperforming. It doesn't matter the injuries. We've got injuries. Look where we are.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
Dr. Sam says we have 11 players injured. Is that Bournemouth? I believe, yeah.
11?
I believe. Dr. Callum, are you a Bournemouth fan or you're an Arsenal fan? I'm not sure. But Bournemouth have a lot of injuries, but they're big ones in Evan Nilsson and Nunal are very new, aren't they, in the last couple of weeks? Tottenham. Oh, you're Tottenham. I didn't know you were a Tottenham fan.
Wow.
Yeah, Tottenham do have a lot of injuries, and it's mainly their goalies and centre backs, which is a real issue.
It's really bad when you want to stop goals.
It's never ideal. Yeah. But no, I do agree. You've got a lot of injuries, but you can't be where you are. I'll say that. And I think Ange, I said it from the start, I don't think he's a great manager, because I think part of being a manager is you have to adapt. Yeah. I think if he adapted in some of these games, he would have, you're good enough to get a goal.
There's enough quality players there that can stop goals and get goals.
And score goal. You've got quality players.
If you adapt tactics.
Yeah, and I just think he's been a bit wishy-washy. He's not wishy-washy, he's the opposite. He's stubborn. He's gone, this is the way I play, it won't change. Yeah. But it's a weird one for Tottenham, because they're in a Carabao Cup semi. Yeah. Yeah. But I would say... Yeah. If they were to get hammered at Anfield, which I think might be coming...
But they do the thing is, they randomly turn up for big games. Like regardless of injuries, they will turn up and score goals and beat a big team. It's just it's inconsistency. It's inconsistency and lack of adaptation. Yeah. But if they can, I think Tottenham, regardless of what form looks like, I think they're in with a shout. At this point,
similar story, mate. That's a good way to start an interview. It's a good way to start an interview if you keep losing. Yeah. I genuinely think, them and Man United, I genuinely think you have to look at it and go, I get it, you've got injuries. So have Bournemouth, so have Arsenal, so have a lot of teams. Yeah. I'm not saying Tottenham should be second like Arsenal. I'm not saying, because I don't think they're at that point in their development Arsenal are. No. But you should be, your team is more expensive and better than Bournemouth. Yeah. You should be above Bournemouth still, because you should be plugging away and getting those results. Yeah. And I think Ange will get sacked. I hope he doesn't, because forever may he reign as an Arsenal fan. But, Amarin
Yeah.
said that this was the worst Man United team in history.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's always good.
Which I think is a mad comment.
Good for morale.
I have a sneaky suspicion that Amarin is there just for the payout. He's heard from all the managers.
Yeah.
If you go in, you're crap for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
For a couple of months. They'll sack you and then they have to pay you like 50 million in like
Yeah.
severance. I think he's in there.
It's a new game Man United playing.
He's got in there and he's instantly started saying like, this is awful.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the other managers do that to kind of like set a precedent of like, by the way, guys, the reason I'm struggling, really bad team.
Yeah, not good.
I'm going to have to build. Give me some time.
Players have problems, not playing well.
But the way he's saying it, I don't know if it's the lost in translation, but it feels super aggressive. Like he's like, awful, worst in history.
Yeah.
But like I said, really enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
As far as an Arsenal fan. I can tell you as well, prediction league's coming up.
Yeah.
The 2 questions. This is the last 2 questions.
Okay.
Dr. Callum said, if Forest win the league, will next year be even more interesting or was it a one-off? I do think it's a Leicester. When you look at Forest, their spending, their wages, the size of the club, there's no reason why they shouldn't be challenging every year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're up there with the spending and the amount of money they have to spend.
Yeah.
It's above Arsenal. It's above a lot of teams. But I think that team is way outperforming what it is.
Yeah.
I think Elanga is very good. I think Hudson-Odoi is very good.
I think the vibes are good there. I mean, I captained Chris Woods this week. And he got me, 26 points or something?
Same.
But I think it's a combination of all the things. I think it's good timing. It's good vibes. I think there's certain teams that are underachieving, like obviously City, Man United, Tottenham, Newcastle aren't quite where they should be or would be.
Do you want to know how many injuries Forest have had this season more than one game?
How many?
None.
Well, that helps. I think it's...
Again, that's what I mean. Next year, that's not going to happen because you lose... Again, if they're looking to buy Wissa and the other guy that they're trying to buy, Cunha.
Yeah. Our guys.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Wissa, Cunha, Chris Wood, Elanga, Morgan Gibbs-White, Hudson-Odoi. You look at that and you go, that's a crazy attack. And even if a couple get injured, you've still got a really good attack. But the depth to challenge and things like that, I think it needs to be way deeper.
And I think in this day and age as well, I think each season is so random now. Like, nothing's really that consistent.
I think it's because the teams are better. The teams between 3rd and 16th are all very good.
It's very good. Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting. But I do think it'll be a blip. I think they might be top 6.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many teams now could we say that probably should be top 6? I mean, Man United and Tottenham are like 15th.
Yeah.
They're so low. And this is, Newcastle are just pipping it. Man City aren't in the top 6, I don't think, in a minute. It's a very, very strange time. But, the other question was from Jack, the Mule. He's our friend of the show. He sent a message, which was, we kind of just talked about it, but would you pay 70 million for Sesko, who's not the finished product, right now, or wait to the summer and potentially get Isaac and just kind of bundle through the season? I think there's 2 ways of looking at it, which is if we get through to the summer, there's also a chance that Isaac re-signs for Newcastle because they have way more money than us to pay him. His wages are crazy anyway once you start talking to him. Yeah. And you can't do it.
No.
And how many other teams are going to be in there?
Oh, it's a problem now.
Yeah, I've seen Liverpool been linked with him now.
Yeah.
And you start going...
Whereas Sesko feels like one of those that's just talked about with Arsenal, really.
Yeah, Man United in the summer had a little spoke, but I mean, why would he leave Leipzig to go to Man United at this point?
He seems to have eyes for Arsenal.
I think so. He's turned us down once. So it's a real odd one. But I would go, if the options were Sesko now, Isaac in the summer, but we don't know any of the story. Yeah. I would say Sesko just to be safe. Yeah. Because I can't guarantee Isaac's going to even come to us in the summer. And I don't want to bundle for this year, hoping for something that doesn't come. And then we panic by in the summer because Sesko moved on. Yeah. And then we're like...
I feel like my ideal situation...
Huh? We buy Chris Wood.
I feel like my ideal situation to fix any kind of mess is to, right now, in January, secure Eze and Sesko.
I think we do that. I think
I think that's the move.
Lee says Sesko's overrated. I don't know if he's definitely overrated for what he is already. Yeah. I also think he's just not the finished product. He could be Darwin Núñez. Yeah. Speaking of Football Daily, 505 says, I think Liverpool will try and do a swap deal with Isaac and Núñez. I think that I think the way Núñez is, if he played regularly at Newcastle, those fans would love him. Yeah. And he would love Newcastle. Yeah. I think that I can very much see that, yeah. I know that at one point Isaac and Jesus was a talk, but I mean, that's not going to happen now.
No.
You need someone of a Nunes level. And I think if they could get Nunes and money,
Yeah.
I think they would bite your hand off of that.
Yeah.
I think ideally they would keep Isaac, but I just don't know if he's going to stay.
But again, like we said yesterday when you brought up that message from Jack, right now, if I was Isaac, in the current form, comfortable in that team with all the money, team with years of potential glory now ahead of them. He's part of this original Newcastle that is the new Newcastle. Along with, like you said, who is it, Tonali, Guimaraes. Like, these are players that have come in from the start when they're going to blow up. Yeah. They're going to become a massive club. Is this not just his team? Like, is this not just where he plays?
I think if he said to them, this is the money I want weekly, make it happen.
Yeah.
I think...
You build a legend status
They would do it, and he could stay there forever. I think Bruno Guimaraes is going to stay there for
I think it's prime for it. I think if I was him, I would stay there. Like, I would just bet on that team.
It depends if they get Champions League. I really think, because, again, if it's another year without Champions League, it'd be tough for him I think he's 25, 26.
Yeah.
To go, do you know what, let's do another year without Champions League. And then next year, you get halfway through the season, you go, we're not getting close.
Yeah.
And they haven't bought anyone or something.
Yeah. Maybe he hasn't got the time to invest.
I can tell you last week, Simon and Scott got 10 points.
Okay.
And Joe got 9, which leaves it Simon at top with 103, Joe with 97, and then me with 95. So again, it's closing in. Really, it's quite tight this year, isn't it?
I think close.
You won it last year, didn't you?
I think so.
I believe so. We should really remember things like that because we do it all year. So we're going to run through some of the fixtures now.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, Arsenal are playing tonight.
Yes.
Completely forgot what team we're against. Out the top of my head.
Do you know what
I wanted to say Shakhtar Donetsk, and I've completely just blanked.
The new Champions League format.
It makes it hard, doesn't it?
Because normally, you know what teams are in your group. So you know...
Dynamo Zagreb. That's why we saw Edu. Yeah, Eduardo.
Yeah, normally, you know who's in your group. You know who you're playing. And then you know who you're playing in the knockouts. This, I feel like it could be anyone.
It's mad, isn't it?
Any team at any
It's
time.
all over the shop. I think I looked at the table last night. If we win tonight, we'll go back to third.
Yeah.
We would actually, depending on other results, still need to win the last one next week.
Yeah.
To guarantee the top 8.
Yeah.
I think a win tonight really makes it tough not to be in the top 8, but there is still a chance.
Yeah.
The big game is Man City PSG tonight.
Yeah.
Because Man City are 24th, I think PSG are 26th.
Yeah.
Whoever loses that one is going to struggle to get in the last day.
Wild.
To even the knockouts.
Yeah.
I would love to see City drop out. And just a quick word on City, they're buying a lot of players right now.
Yeah.
Haaland signed a 9.5 year contract.
Yeah.
At pretty much 500 grand a week. I mean, for a team that are under investigation, it's Katu says a lot of panic buys. Well, this is what I was going to say was Munsu. I never know how to say it. He's a very good player. A lot like Sesko. Maybe not a lot like Sesko. That's hard. That's not fair because Sesko hasn't got the numbers. This guy's got mad numbers.
Yeah.
We don't know if it translates. They're buying the centre-back from France.
Yep.
I think that's a bit panicky. And Haaland for 10 years is mad. This screams to me they know the verdict.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying they've obviously got away with it. I think the opposite.
I think they're just throwing stuff at a wall.
No, I think they know they've not got away with it.
Yeah.
But I think they might know what the outcome is.
Yeah.
And this stinks of a 10-point deduction next year.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine for them. They're still going to make Champions League, potentially a league. And a transfer ban for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to blow their PSR now, accepting they've already got a point deduction. Similar to Chelsea, when they bought everyone, they knew they were kind of going to get it.
Everyone had big contracts just to avoid that long suspension.
Yeah, because then also they're protecting their assets because in that 3 years, they're hoping Savio comes good. They're hoping they can sell Jack Grealish for 50 million.
Yeah.
And they can make some PSR back. But they know they can't bring anyone in for 3 years.
Right.
I think that's where they're at. And I think they won't be done now because I think the transfer ban is going to start in the summer. So I think this is the last you'll see of them making signings for a few years.
That punishment, if that is the case, like Katu just said.
It'd be a transfer ban, small points, and that's exactly what I think. I think it'd be a 10-point deduction next year, transfer ban for 3 years, and a fine, which the fine doesn't touch them.
If that's their punishment, that feels like they got away with it.
Well, considering Everton got 10 points.
Yeah.
For one charge.
Like, that's getting away with it for City. Like, if that's their punishment, they're like, thank God. Like, we can just lock loads of players down for a long period of time, take a small hit on points so we can still gain them back later, and take a fine that doesn't even touch us.
Well, and
like, that's getting away with it.
I mean, Pep is just, obviously, he's in a divorce at the minute. And he said, he's re-signed, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he said, I didn't want to leave him in their most vulnerable moment. There is also a very small chance that Katu's 30 points keep them from Europe at the very least. Yeah, it has to be a minimum of like 30 points or so. For me, I think they need to be deducted this year.
Yeah.
Because then there's actual consequences. 50-point deduction.
Yeah.
Right now.
Because we've all suffered because of their cheating.
Yeah.
Like, we're all suffering.
Yeah, if they get a 50-point deduction now, it puts them in a relegation battle.
Mm.
They're probably going to still work their way out of it.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is next year they'll be absolutely fine because they will get their way out of it.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. I think if they got a point deduction for every charge they get charged with, and it's 60 charges of the 115 or whatever it is, yeah, I think they get relegated. Because I said their worst case scenario is they get relegated to Championship and they get a transfer ban.
Yeah. Because
no players are going to want to come anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to have to promote youth. And a lot of the players, like if they get promoted to Championship, there's going to be people like Pep and there's going to be people like Haaland that are going to go, I'm going to just kill the Championship.
Yeah.
It's a one-off, but we're going to do it. And we'll probably win the FA Cup and therefore get back in Europe.
Yeah.
And I don't mind them trying to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that 1 year in Championship, you lose 6 or 7 big players that go, I can't play in the Championship. I'm too old to be playing in the Championship. De Bruyne's, Gundogan will leave. There'll be certain players that will go, I can't do this. And I think also the transfer ban allows them not to be able to re-go.
Yeah.
When they come back up, their team is going to be so depleted with youth, they're not going to challenge for a couple of years.
They should have to start again.
That's what I mean. So I think the only fair one would be a 3-year transfer ban and a relegation. But I really think it's going to be anywhere between 10 and 30 points and a transfer ban. Which is mad because one charge to Everton was 10 points.
Yeah.
And these guys have 115. They're not going to get charged with all of them.
No. But if that's the case, they've got away with it. If that's punishment.
But it is. But I also really do think the way they're buying is to do with a transfer ban.
Yeah.
And they've said to Haaland, we're going to get relegated. Do you want to hang on? And he goes, if you pay me, I'll go smash the Championship and break all those records.
It's basically saying to every other team, go get a rich owner, break all the laws to spend money, to build the team to such a level that when you eventually get punished, and the punishment won't be that bad,
you'll be able to deal with it.
You'll be fine, and you'll still have all this success. You'll still dominate.
Well, I think the way this ends is how Newcastle and Nottingham Forest and Chelsea and these guys go forward. Because I think if they get away with this, I think Newcastle will just go mad for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Win the league probably in those 2 years. And then when they go, oh, your PSR's out of whack, they go, no, we made a load of money. And they're like, no, you didn't. Yes, we did. That goes back and forth for 2-3 years. Then they take them to court and they go, all right, 10-point deduction, transfer ban. And they go, all right, we've got a squad of 30.
That's basically what they're saying. Is everyone go do that. It's fine. Like,
I think that
fine.
They have to be so cruel here because otherwise they're going to lose football. Because, there's too many rich teams now that are going to follow whatever happens to see.
Yeah.
So it's really important they get this right. But a lot of people do think the way they're spending things, they've got completely away with it. I don't. I think it actually shows they haven't got away with it because it's too mad and too panicky.
Yeah.
But this week's prediction, Lee, I've got a horrible taste in my mouth.
Let's go drink. Why not? What's everyone sipping on?
First of all, we got Bournemouth versus Forest.
Okay.
This is the match of the weekend.
That is a heck of a game. What time's that on?
It's 3 o'clock.
Is this all 3 o'clock? Is there no?
There's no early game.
Because if that's Saturday at 12, I'm settling into that one.
Yeah, we all are.
Oh.
So we've
Which
got.
Is mad to say.
I'm going to go with Bournemouth.
Oh. Bournemouth are a bit of a wild card, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm going to go draw.
Okay.
I think they cancel each other out. Safe bet.
It'd be a good game though.
Oh yeah.
I got Brighton Everton. I think coming off that Old Trafford win, I think Brighton continue to win.
But strong Moyes. I mean,
battered Tottenham.
I'm going to go Everton. I'm loving Moyes being back at Everton. Barley Boy is smiling down.
Yeah, Liverpool, Ipswich. Liverpool.
Oh,
I think that's a hiding from Liverpool. This isn't the week we want them to drop points, and we just got to grind out a win away at Wolves.
I'm going to be positive and say draw.
Jesus.
Why not?
I don't think there's a chance in hell.
Why not?
Saints, Newcastle. I think that's a Newcastle away win coming off a loss.
Yeah, Newcastle, yeah.
I think Saints aren't great. Wolves, Arsenal. We always go Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Even if we know we're wrong, we still go Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
City versus Chelsea is the 5:30 on a Saturday.
That's a bit of fun, that one. That's a bit of fun. I think Chelsea got that.
I'm going to go Chelsea as well.
Yeah, I think Chelsea got that. Like, City are, like, slowly coming back to...
Watching them against Ipswich, they had no control for the first 40 minutes. Like, they couldn't keep the ball. It was a basketball game.
Yeah.
It was only the fact that Ipswich didn't score.
Yeah.
If Ipswich scored, I think they might still win.
Yeah.
But I just don't know.
The gameplay of City isn't where it needs to be at all, but they are getting results now. But, I mean...
No, I'm going to go Chelsea.
Yeah,
I think they might have enough to punish them.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, were awful against Wolves, but still won.
Yeah.
Talking to Wolves, we went with Arsenal to beat Wolves, and in the chat, we got a question. I'm just going to do the puzzle piece. Callum says thoughts on Cunha. I think Cunha's a really good player, and I think he would really add a lot to us.
Yeah.
Because I really see like we said during the podcast, a centre forward and a wide / interesting interior player. I like Eze.
Yeah.
I think Eze is cheaper and the wages are cheaper than Cunha. But I can see why Cunha is very thought of. I don't want Cunha to be the big star signing.
No.
But they're looking for like 70 million upwards and big wages. And he's not looking for necessarily big wages, but that seems like that might hinder our attempts at getting a centre forward after that.
That feels like going big.
It feels like we're getting Jesus, and I feel like then next January we sell Jesus for 20 million.
Yeah.
And we're in the exact same position, just with a younger version.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good player. I wouldn't turn my nose at it. I saw a lineup I put in the group.
I did, yeah, I saw that.
And it was for next year, and it said Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Lewis Skelly, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Sesko, Cunha, and Saka. And on the bench was Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz. No Trossard. It was Martinelli, Havertz. And then it was like Eboneri, Calafiori, Ben White, someone else.
That is a strong squad.
But when I looked at it, I went, but it looked like when I saw it, I went, there's something to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but we are in the Cunha derby. It'd be interesting if he plays, because he had a bit of a boo-boo face at the end of the game this week, and the manager wasn't happy with it. And I didn't know if it wasn't that bad a boo-boo face, and he didn't necessarily go straight down the tunnel, but they kind of alluded that he did. Yeah. And the manager did as well. And then Cunha said on Twitter, I know I didn't. I went and shook everyone's hand, I waved to the fans, and I went down the tunnel. Yeah. It felt a little bit like the manager went, I think he's going to go to Arsenal. I can't play him against Arsenal. I need a reason to not play him. So I don't know, but I could be way off on that. Thank you very much, Callum. The next game is Palace-Brentford. I think that's a big score draw.
Yeah. Brentford.
Of course.
Big score draw is a great shout, though.
Spurs-Leicester. I think actually Spurs win that one.
Leicester. I think that's the end of Ange. I reckon that's it. This is last week.
They do draw a lot at home in those kind of weird, or like they lose them in the end and stuff. Villa versus West Ham. I think Villa win that. Even under. It's a Champions League week.
Oh.
I'm gonna go West Ham.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go draw.
They struggle on the Champions League week, and then Fulham versus Man United. That's Fulham all day.
Woo!
Easy.
Yeah, go on then, Fulham. Go on then. What, at the Cottage? Why not?
In the chat that we have, how much more money from Yeti? Sorry, how much more money? How much more time do we give Arteta? I think we give him all the money and a load of time.
Yeah.
I'd love Morgan Rogers. Never linked, but he's quality. He's so powerful. It's the exact type of midfielder we do need.
He's quality.
I mean, I say this: Declan Rice had one of his best performances against Villa.
Yeah.
And we forget how good that guy is.
Yeah. I think we do take for granted how good our players actually are.
Do you know what it is as well? Is when when he plays six, I think he's unreal.
Yeah.
I think he's Rodri's style, though. Partey is a more fun player to watch at the 6.
Yeah.
Because he's always going forward, he's always turning. Whereas Rice takes less risk. When Rice plays at 8, we go, well, it's not his right position, but he's good. It's not until you watch Moreno play the left 8 that you realise how good Rice is.
Yeah.
He is everywhere. He's in the box, he's trying to score, he's at the back.
Solid as well.
Such a good football player. Next summer, we make it to the billion, and he's still on 0. Would you keep him? I don't think we'll spend $1 billion. I would, because I think as an Arsenal fan, we've got to remember where we were 3 years ago. And I really thought we'd never be in a title race nor a top 4 race ever again with the way football's going.
They're not watching Arsenal comfortably.
There's no one in the world, like, you know, if you got rid of Arteta in the summer, who do you bring in? You bring in some Betis manager, and everyone goes, he's a really smart coach. And we get into the Man United algorithm, and it's Amorim, it's Ten Hag, it's these types that go, I've watched Arsenal from afar, I know what... I wouldn't tweak anything Arteta's doing. He just needs more forwards. And I don't think that's his issue. I think his issue is control maybe a bit too much.
Yeah. He needs to shift into the next gear.
Xabi Alonso, of course. But I think he is not made for us. I think he is going somewhere else. But again, is he not just Arteta? He went unbeaten in the Bundesliga, which is very good. But
you do sometimes think the grass is greener, even though you've already got it.
I took over a poison chalice of a club.
Yeah.
And his first ever chance.
I think we're spoiled now.
He's done so well with it. Well, we dominate every single team in the world, really. But we don't score necessarily.
That's what I mean. Even the games we lose, we watch them and we're still the better team.
We need to finish.
Like,
he's yet to buy a forward, and if that's an Arteta issue, yes, I agree. There's an Arteta issue, because if he's going, we don't need forwards. I think that's a problematic stubbornness, like Ange, where he's going, no, because if you have all the control, it doesn't matter who your forward is, as long as you create chances. And we're kind of proving it does matter who your forwards are, because, I mean, as someone said the other day, I think Odegaard's created 33 big chances this season, and he's got 3 assists.
Yeah.
That's scary, because, you know, when you look at people like De Bruyne and that, they create 17 big chances, 12 assists. That's normal. Because it's a big chance, you should have a good forward to put them away.
Yeah.
Odegaard's working with very little. So he's creating all these chances per game. He said we... Yeah, I agree, though. He's right in the sense that you can't just, you know, you buy Isaac and we win the league. I think we have a better chance. But there's also, if the team's not playing great around it, that's the reason why Newcastle... Isaac hasn't made Newcastle win the league.
No.
So it's not going to create that much change. But it's certainly going to improve us. But he's got us playing in such a way that's so good. If you could add a couple pieces to that, I mean, he was 1 point off of winning it last year.
Yeah.
I think he's world class. I do worry he could become a Pochettino. Everyone talks about what a great 6-year spell he had. He took Arsenal from nothing to something, but never got anything. But I mean, if Pochettino had won an FA Cup and a couple of communities, I think people talk about him differently.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird, but I mean, because it's Tottenham and they haven't won anything, it's way more impressive.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he needs to do something with that current team. He needs to bring a trophy in with that current team. I think this year isn't the year, so we got to give him that, because he can't control the amount of injuries and the lack of players that they brought in, because that's not his job.
Yeah. I think I'm quite happy to stick with what he does, knowing that in your head, all it takes is a small tweak from him or the club to get massive success. I'd rather know that we're comfortable with Arteta. He knows what he's doing. He's got us to this point. Just trust that him and the team can just take that one last step to shift into the next gear. I'd much rather that than take a risk, lose it all, bring in someone new.
I think if we were 6th right now with all these injuries, I think the conversation's a stronger conversation to be like, even with the injuries, he should be doing better now. Yeah. Because he's created this squad. But I think even if he was 4th or something, I'd be going, but his players aren't available. Yeah. He can't do anything. I think next year's the big year, because I think they're going to have to buy players. Yeah. It's going to be it's going to be a team full of his team. Because once Tierney's gone and a couple others, this is only his players, the ones he wanted. I'm not saying he has to win the league, because I think it's like being in the NFL and be like, if you don't win the Super Bowl, you've had a bad season. It's like, no, you can have a good season and not win the Champions League.
But only one team can win it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, and there's a lot of good teams, like Liverpool are going to be in it, City are going to be in it, Forest, Newcastle, Chelsea, Man United, Spurs, they're all going to be back.
Yeah.
to win the league is really hard. So I don't think the metric of sacking or because otherwise you become Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know, Chelsea would win a Champions League and sack a manager. Like it's mad.
Yeah.
But I do think something needs to happen where you go, do you know what? I'm glad we stuck with him.
You need to see that next gear change.
But I don't think it's this year. That's what I want to get into everyone's head is let's just realise the injuries, the decisions, the schedule, whatever's happened this year, it's probably not our season based on a lot of stuff not going our way. Next year, let's just hope for the best. Not saying give up on this year.
No.
Just saying if we end up this season trophyless and second, I'd still say it's pretty good considering what the season was. By the way, my outside chance, City are going to win the league.
Whoa.
I really do think that.
I
think City won't lose another game and they'll just win the league.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not. But I think we're still ahead of schedule on the process that we should be at anyway.
I'll say this though, didn't he set his own bed? Because he said after 5 years we're going to win the league.
Which
he didn't. He said we're going to challenge for the league in year 5.
Yeah.
We've challenged the league in year 2, 3 and 4, I think.
I think he came in with what was Messi, not the player. It's a Messi situation. He came in, he got trophies. He put a benchmark on what his schedule was.
Yeah, that was the smart thing. When the FA Cup gave him time.
Yeah, and then he put a benchmark on the schedule, on the process. He
bought Willian.
Yeah. I mean, he delivered ahead of time on the schedule for challenging for the trophy. Everyone knew we were ahead of schedule on that. We're still technically ahead of schedule.
Well, I think he actually said, I think it was a 5-year plan, I think, after that first year. And he said, by year 4, we'll challenge for the title. Year 5, we'll challenge for the Champions League. And as well as much as I am glad, the last season and this season, I think people genuinely see us as contenders for the Champions League.
Yeah.
As much as I do agree with that, going out to Bayern Munich in the quarters last year, felt like we were just doing what we used to do.
We've done that. We've seen that. We've seen that happen.
And this year, he needs to go further than that.
Yeah.
But we also got to remember, without Saka in your team and a depleted squad, it's going to be tough to go further. But let's just hope they can just get a nice draw, something, get through to that quarter or something, and then Saka comes back. If we have a Saka fit with Havertz and Martinelli, and we've got a little extra depth that gives them a bit of time off, I do think we still have a chance at it.
Yeah.
So we can still do something. So football with Sam says, how often do you go live? We go live every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. GMT. Every single Wednesday. We want to get more often. But at the minute, it's just that while we do the podcast. And Moped Paul says, how are you both? We're good.
We're good. How are you?
But that is the end of the podcast, guys. We did Prediction League. Enjoy Arsenal tonight. Enjoy Arsenal at the weekend. I think Liverpool aren't going to drop any points this week. So it's just about staying in there this week. It's not one of those mad ones. It's just about, keeping up at the minute. And also, I think the big one is between the next 7 days, we have 2 Champions League games.
Yeah.
It's about making sure we get our top 8. Because with the depleted squad, the last thing we need is a knockout stage. So we'll be back next Wednesday. Make sure you download the podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Give us a 5-star review. Let your friends know. If you're Arsenal fans, get them on there because eventually we want to build this podcast big enough. Get a Patreon. We'll do daily episodes, all that kind of stuff. So try and help us grow.
Full-time!
It'll be a full-time gig. But we'll see you next Wednesday when Arsenal have won the Champions League. No. By the way, Liverpool won 7 out of 7. It's mad.
Nuts.
They've secured it.
Oh, yeah.
But we will see you next week. Let's just hope for... let's hope we're talking about signings next week because I can't believe we haven't already.
Let's get excited.
We're talking still about rumours and we're on, January 23rd or something?
It's getting
I don't know what the day is.
22nd.
So, yeah, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.